Hello everybody, I am Rebecca. Today we're going to be doing some drawing with ballpoint pen. We're going to be drawing Thrall from World of Warcraft. Now, like me, you're probably like super hyped for the Burning Crusade because, you know, like we're in pre-patch right now, but Outland is coming out February 5th. So, you know, I could be farming some gold, but lately I have been exploring drawing again. I'm getting really into it. I've been writing a lot more, and so naturally, creation is a huge part of me. And so I've been doing some drawing. I did start that modeling job, helping out in an art class, and that is kind of getting me in this like kind of creative energy that is just radiating all over me. Yeah, Super Saiyan insert. Anyway, yeah, we're gonna be hanging out. Draw with me if you like. I'm gonna have the inspiration, or whatever you call it, the model picture, the source on the top of the screen. Vertical viewers, you're not going to be able to have that, so you're going to have to rely on my beautiful hand drawing in order to guess what's going on. But other than that, you know, let's get right into it. Let's dive right in, as our friend ChatGPT likes to say. So basically, we're having a draw with me. I've been like kind of building up my tool set. We're working with ballpoint. Already been doing some kind of concept art here. Basically just kind of getting used to the medium. I'm learning a lot about ballpoint. Basically, it's perfect. Basically, you can do anything with ballpoint if you have enough time and skills. So you can mimic all sorts of different types of mediums. However, eventually my goal is to use brushes and dip pens with different nibs, and because I do write with a fountain pen, but fountain pen is not really great for drawing. Perfect for writing. I do a lot of writing. I do a lot of handwriting. So, you know, while it's perfect for handwriting, I don't want to be wearing down my nibs for, you know, drawing stuff. And also, I want to be working with ballpoint or pencil to train 90% of my ability. And then every now and then we have to, you know, use a different medium to try to see if it translates to a different medium. And also the idea is I want to make a finished product. Rather than just sketching, rather than just practicing, because you get better. Obviously, practicing is a huge part of that, but you get better because you actually apply it. Hey Icon, how you doing? We're gonna be drawing. If you want to join with me, let me get my pen. I've been using green. I really like green, using just big crystals. You know, so these are amazing. You get them for like 25 cents. Basically, my core set in these, not my core set, but my core set in my little clipboard. I have a bunch of paper in there. I use another clipboard just for scratch paper. And then I have an even other clipboard just to keep, you know, a bunch of like, you know, other stuff. So basically, you know, like stuff that I've been working on. Cockroach humanoid in the top. I mean, that's Thrall. On the top left. Oh, you're on vertical. You can just forget about that. So basically, I've been doing a lot of practice. I am nowhere near where I'd like to be, but you know, you only get somewhere by actually doing it. You know, trying to figure out different strokes. Make sure to make sure that you're stroking correctly. Trying to figure out, hey, like here's an exercise. Do the, you know, I call it oil-like because it's trying to mimic oil paint. And so basically I want to go all the way around, starting with only like this segment and then just like kind of slowly get it out. It's going to go darkest to lightest, like as it goes, because I'm basically starting from the center, always kind of like it's going to be dark, and then it's like in the center, and as you know, as it gets to the end, it's going to be lighter. So in the center, it's going to be the darkest, and then in the end, it's probably going to be the lightest, because I'm basically staggering the degree every single pass. And it's basically, this is the example. Here's a exaggerated example. Basically, you do basically parentheses, but basically you do closed ellipses or closed ovals, and then you stagger them. The next one starts halfway in the empty space, and then you stagger them. But then you go down like slightly, like 10 degrees. And this is exaggerated. You go down 10 degrees and you kind of overlap it, and you gradually layer them to fill in all the blanks. Basically, here's an actual example. Maybe it's still a little bigger. You want to use really small, like sesame seed size if you really want to get, you know, like velvety. But like generally like a rice sized. And then the second pass here, and then the third pass. So basically, I'm awesome. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, I am awesome, but I'm not very good at drawing. But you know, you have to learn by doing. So there's that. And then just, you know, using different colors. You know, trying different, this is probably actually a scratch paper. You know, basically just, I'm like working out how the medium works and stuff like that. This is another scratch paper. So yeah, this is basically all future scratch paper anyway. Even the kind of more detailed ones. And you know, I like you know, even though the material's cheap, there's no need to waste it, you know. Like, even though I'm using cheap printer paper, which is actually ideal for ballpoint, unless you're doing something very specific. But I also started using the white gel pens, which I'm trying not to use them as an eraser. Obviously, in a pinch, I could use it as an eraser, like, but only on white paper. You know, it doesn't really work the way you want it to work. It's not a true eraser, but if you really need to erase something just because something's so like throwing you off really badly, right? Then you can kind of erase with it. But you can tell, you can already look. You can see the white gel ink like already. So now I have to fill in all of this just to make it more even. It does kind of give like a little bit of a shadowy look. Maybe it's a little bit not as obvious in the angle that you see it on right there, but yeah, you can. I have to fill this in with a color now later after it dries. OST, it's brainwave.cc/OC remix. It's user created remixes. What's up, Casey? How you doing? You want to see your sketch? Well, we're getting started. I should be arrested for being this pretty. Oh shit, I'm going to jail. I don't have a man voice. Yo, what's up, dudes? Yeah, what's up? Like, how come every time a woman does a man voice, it just talks like a fuckboy? Like, it's not really like a man voice. It's just like, yo, what's up, bro? Like, how is that a man voice? $200 if I draw you? Are you a penis? This isn't that kind of channel. Basically, we're going to be using green. Obviously, green is a good one for an orc, isn't it? But we're using it as a sketch. It just so happens that orcs are green. So like, let's kind of get into a new page here. Hey yo, what's up, Veronica? How you doing, Veronica? Hey Veronica, how you? Jessica. I need to pop out chat here. Let me get the YouTube chat here so I can moderate it a better. Here, create create a poll. Alliance versus Horde. Oops. Alliance or Horde. All right, yeah, we're gonna make a poll here. Alliance or Horde? There we go. Make sure to vote. I play Alliance, so if you hate Alliance, vote. You know, like, let's know who's Horde. Let's know who's Alliance. I need to know. You know, they say keep your friends close, keep your enemies closer. Am I right? Am I right? No, you're not right. You're a fucking dumb bitch. Okay, no, I'm a she, her, not a they, them. Not that there's anything wrong with that, as Jerry Seinfeld says. Okay, let's move on. Let's start a blank sheet of paper. I'm gonna have to work on that one later. Your homies are Horde? Aw, shit. Aw, shit. Yeah, I also got some different different pens too. These are kind of more highlights, different colors. These are for, these kind of suck, but they all suck. That's why I got ballpoint. I specifically got ballpoint because they suck. They're not expensive. They last a while. These are for colors that aren't usually used. So this is like kind of really rare, and those are some backups. There's a blue rollerball pen. Here's some different versions of the highlight colors. Another rollerball pen, a Sharpie roller. And let's see, and then more of the white gel pen. Yeah, as I go forward, we're going to be doing some more art streams. I need it to self-regulate, but also I think that it's like I want to develop a skill, and sometimes, you know, like it's so easy to like not develop something, right? Okay, let's do this this way. Okay, so basically I need to get the general proportions. Okay, and then let's just make the shoulders here, and he's kind of like, this is more in the foreground, so we're gonna kind of be right there. Then we got the arms, and then this hands are wedges. It's got a big gauntlet, and then there's basically goes from the foreground into the background with the handle right here, and then we got this giant mace. Yeah, see, I'm gonna run out of room here. I guess this goes into the background, and then this is kind of more in the foreground, but less than. Yeah, I did this a little bit wrong, so we're gonna start over. Oh yeah, and then this is gonna be the breastplate here. Gotta do the ears because he's an orc. Yeah, and then there's the there's the armor. Okay. Yeah, see, I did a little bit wrong here. Like, I didn't give myself enough room for the left side, and so over here, oh yeah, and then we just have his like top of his legs covering his kilt. So basically, this is a little off. I think generally the proportions are right. Maybe it tapers a little bit more in the elbow here, and then I guess it kind of fits. It's just that the hammer. We're gonna have to. I made the hammer guide a little bit small, so maybe the handle needs to be a little bit longer too. So like we have it right here, kind of handle, and then it goes into like it's still in the foreground, goes a little bit into the background here. Yeah, this hammer is like really like the star of the show here. Yeah, so like this hammer, it's hammer time. Yeah, the hammer is really the main character here, not Thrall. Thrall is just an, you know, he's just an instrument. In order to use the hammer, you must become the hammer. It is not him anymore. He is not Thrall. He is the hammer. Draw your future? I can't do that. Oh, wait, I am. I'm drawing Thrall. You're Thrall. I hope that that's okay. I don't know what's going on with Twitch right now. Why is it going off and why is Stream Elements going off and on and off and on? I don't know what's going on with that. Yeah, so basically, I mean, we could work with this. I mean, we could start over, but, you know, maybe we can just, you know, kind of just, you know, might take multiple iterations here. I think, like, the biggest thing is that with drawing, it takes a lot of practice. I mean, I know, obviously, you know, right? Everyone talks about that. I wanted to be an artist my whole life. I mean, I am a writer, so I technically am an artist. I've been a musician. I've been a performer of many different kinds. I'm a performer, and everything is generally like a performance. If you're in the performance arts, everything you do in life is generally a performance. It's just some are more than others, but generally, yeah, only a little bit of his arm actually pokes through here. We got some of the muscle definition. We got to get those kind of muscle definition here, like around. Like where the elbow joint is, because, you know, anatomy, even though he's an orc, it's basically human anatomy, but kind of extreme. But basically we got to get like kind of like a little bit of the shadow of the arm and the where the elbow is. But then basically he has this big gauntlet that kind of takes over there. So basically that overlays over his forearm. There's like kind of like a rectangle here at a slight angle towards the center, from the background to the foreground. You know, we're going to deal with the little indentation stuff here. We're just getting the sweeping arcs here of what's going on. This goes kind of into the kind of blends into where the actual forearm is. It goes a little bit past it and a little bit of roundness here. Then it goes towards here, and then kind of the gauntlet kind of blends directly into the hand. Like the bracer goes directly into the gauntlet. It's almost like it's one object. Like it's not quite a gauntlet, it's not quite a bracer, it's like a bracer gauntlet, a brauntlet. Okay, so like basically, that's how badass Thrall is. He wears brauntlets. You know, so basically, then we get let's just do the wedge shape. We need the shape, the flow of the hand right here. Basically, it's just wrapped around almost like it's part of the hammer. It goes, that's like kind of where it ends, and then that's where we kind of taper off into the background, into this little kind of slightly candlestick looking handle. And then we're basically done. There's like a insignia here, so we got to make sure to get that little Playboy bunny. Thrall, he's a little Playboy bunny. And then it has like a crosshair kind of look, so we got to get that. Basically need a little bit more definition, area, volume for his face. Some of this is just hair. So, you know, his hair, and then it goes down into braids. I believe that's his hair. It might be his cloak. I don't really know. Maybe I didn't put the hammer high enough, but it's okay. We're not trying to get a one-to-one picture here. Basically the same idea. You can move it around in 3D space. What motivates me to keep... This is the fundamental thing people don't understand. is that we don't draw to make a perfect illustration. AI is perfect mechanically, but humans don't want perfect. Humans want art. Perfect is not art. It could be, it's one type of art, but humans are imperfect. Humans are you know, we want more of what we are. And when AI works correctly, it's a mirror of who we already are. That's how I use AI. I use it as a mirror to like kind of check myself. I never really fully rely on it for crucial information. I rely on it for ambiguous, like more like questions, like so that it can kind of like coach me through self-analysis. You know, it's a little bit like personal journaling, but it has a little bit of an extra mirror to it. So it's like a mirror. AI isn't replacing humans, it's showing who we are. That's my fundamental understanding of AI, and you will not change my mind. I have used AI enough to only further reinforce that opinion. So my hypothesis about AI is that eventually humans are going to focus more on what actually makes us human instead of less. AI is simply taking over the things that we fooled ourselves into thinking make us human. It can do those things perfectly. That's why they call it AI slop, right? Because it's slop. Now it's going to get better slop. I'm not saying that it's, you know, not going to get better. I'm saying that it's still slop. It can be absolutely perfect, impeccable, but it's still not human. So, you know, like humans, the act of drawing is more than just creating a product. You actually are creating a project with you're creating yourself. I don't draw for money. Obviously, I'm not that good. Even if I did get to a level where I was, you know, like extremely competent, I draw for emotional regulation, for being able to become a better person, so that I can take what I learned from my drawing, bring it to my writing, bring it to my music, bring it to my content creation, bring it to my social life, like bring everything together. Drawing is so visceral inside of the human body. It's a form of expression that takes raw data in a way that is beyond language. It's like music in that way. Music is audio, it's like sonic data, whereas art is more like muscle data. Because you're really moving your muscle. You're not really, you're creating things from your movement. And the more I understand about art is that it's not necessarily about making a pretty picture. It's not about putting ink on a page. It's about how the ink reacts to your movement. You dumb liberal. What the fuck? What the hell, bro? Anyway. I'm a nerd? Yes, I'm a nerd. That's my opinion on AI. I think that a lot of people are going to get upset about it because they've been relying on slop. I don't want this is going to come across as an insult. And it's not intended that way, but if you are insulted, it's because you've been relying on something in your art that is not part of who you are. And I encourage you to explore what art really means to you. And I think there's going to be a real shift in the audience and what actually makes an artist and what actually makes something more valuable than a perfect rendering. I think most people are really kind of fed up with AI. So if anything, that should prove to you that AI is not replacing us, because at the very least, there's always going to be a purist audience that is going to prefer human artists. And if you're a professional artist, you just need to learn to market towards them. That's your entire brand. You are human. All your work is human. Like, that is your brand now. The only thing that's changing with AI is how you market yourself. It's all marketing. All of life is marketing, if you really think about it. Get a real hobby. What about doing your mom? AI has no soul. When I see art generated purely... Yeah, all you see is a shell. Exactly. That's why you don't need to worry about AI replacing you. That very feeling you have, that uneasiness, remember that. Because that's how most people feel. It's a good tool, but so is a ruler. You don't like put... I mean, I guess you might put a ruler in an art museum. You know, like, you know, art is subjective. Obviously, tools are really nice, but, you know, a clipboard is a clipboard. It's not replacing your art. Like, it's still a clipboard. It's not an art. Like, it is an art in designing clipboards, and it has a function, but it's functional. It's not replacing you. Yeah, Jesus can take away any stress by doing your mom. How autistic are you on the spectrum? I mean, what does that even mean? Like, what do you mean? It's a spectrum, not an intensity. It's a spectrum in differences. So it's like red is blue. They're not the same. Like, red is not blue, right? But you have a lot of in between red and blue. You have like, you know, the red shift. And, you know, you have like the red shift and the blue shift. And then magenta, which is an imaginary emergent property. Magenta is not real, by the way. Just like how birds aren't real. Magenta is not a real color, but it is because we see magenta. Autism is like, it's like a room. It's not really like an intensity. It's not like a furnace. It's not like a stove. You don't just turn it on higher. It's not like that. It's not like like a different. It's not that kind of scale. It's a spectrum, like light. So basically, you have one part of the spectrum, and then you have another part of the spectrum, you have another part of the spectrum, and then kind of a line that draws, like, through it, right? So, like, basically, a lot of them are weaved together and stitched together. Some people are more of this, some people are more of that. There's, like, a whole thing that goes into autism that most people, even autistic people, even medical professionals, don't fully understand. And so, like, when you need to think about... when you need to think about that, it's not really like about intensity. Well, thank you, Levi. Yeah, God bless. Okay, so there is like a plane here. So like we do have like a cube for the we need to make sure to get this cube right. Let's just kind of go in sketch mode here. We need to get this cube right, or it's more of a trapezoid. Yeah, no, it's like a parallelogram here. So trying to like draw without turning the. Well, I guess we can turn the page. It's fine. Don't always have to make things stressful just because you think there's a hard rule. There's really, I mean, there are rules. Just like anything else, I'm learning the rules of drawing, and I'm trying to adhere to them so I can get better. But you don't have to limit yourself so hard that you're frustratingly like that's also preventing your progress. The end goal is not to limit yourself, because if something limits you to the point where you're blocking progress, that completely undermines the entire reason why you're limiting yourself in the first place. The reason why you limit yourself with practicing something is so that you can make more progress. And if limiting yourself prevents progress, that then getting rid of the limit overrules the limit itself, because the limit exists specifically to make progress happen. What is going on with Stream Elements? What is going on here? Let's open up Twitch. Am I still live on Twitch? To make progress. Yeah, what's going on with Twitch? Why is it going off and on and off and on? Yeah, why is Twitch like going off and on. I don't understand what's going on here. Yeah, why is Twitch like? Here, let me try something. Yeah, because I don't actually know what's going on with Twitch right now. Why it keeps going off and on like that. You give you 8.9? I don't know what that means. Tree hugger liberal? I mean, what's wrong? First of all, I don't even know what the hell you're talking about. When have I ever been a hippie? I like, when have I, like, what? You have a okay, this is the problem that people have. You have a preconceived notion of who I am before you've even started typing in chat. That's your problem right there. You're not allowing people to exist on their own. You're relying on here. Where's the center of his face? It's like over here. He's definitely frowning. He's a very sober person. He's like a chief. He has a lot of responsibility. He's got a butt chin. He's got a butt chin. And then we got a lot of shadow in his neck. Yeah, a lot of shadow in this picture. He's got a widow's peak.
Vegeta, what does the scouter say about his power level?
It's over 9,000. He's got like a Vegeta widow's peak here. Almost like a Magneto helmet. Yeah, a lot of frown lines. He has like designer eyebrows though. Jesus Christ, he's fabulous. Geez, Thrall's got designer eyebrows. Look at that shit. He's got designer eyebrows. Sigma Vindhelm? Jarl Ulfric? What's that? I have no idea what you're talking about. Sigmas? No, they're Sigma females. Either way, if you're defining yourself by some kind of internet meme, I feel like you're already like kind of lost. Like life isn't a meme. Life isn't some like hard definition, unless you're hard. But you, like life isn't some hard definition of this is what it means. This is who I am. No, like Fight Club, right? Like you are not your job. You are not like your skills. Like you are a person. Like you're and this is kind of going back to the discussion about AI. People are defining their entire identity based on what art can earn them financially. And it's like I feel like AI is showing us what it means to be human by contrast. Like all the things that we thought we were actually turned out to not really be that important. A machine can do a lot of those things. So what really makes us human? There's things that we can do that a machine can't. There might be things that machines can never do. It might actually already be at its peak. We actually don't fully know. Like machines might already, like AI might already be at its peak. Like maybe we just fool ourselves into thinking, oh, in 5 years, you know, if you think it's good now or you think it's bad now, another 5 years, that's like a meme in the AI community, right? Everyone's like, oh, think about how it's going to be another 5 years. What if it's already at the upper limit? Like, have you ever really thought about that? Like, developed so fast that it's already at basically the ceiling. But we're just kind of coping, thinking it's going to get stronger. But I mean, it is, but like, you know, like it's going to taper off rather than be like an X. It's already gone through the X. It's possible. Obviously, we'll never fully know because it'll keep, you know, advancing for all time as long as it exists. That's how it's designed. But, you know, it's like you can't like prove you can't like disprove something doesn't, you can't prove something doesn't exist. You can prove it's something like, once you prove something exists, but you can't prove that, you know, something is going to not exist. Like, basically. So when you think about AI, I think like sometimes we have a lot of preconceived notions about what it actually is. And like what its actual capabilities are. There's a lot of assumptions and they're based in fear. And yeah, maybe some of those assumptions are actually warranted, but I don't really think it's going to be like what people are afraid of, because the fact that you're so afraid, hold on to that. Because if you're afraid, it means that you're not going to be replaced. Because if you weren't afraid, then you might, because you'd only be replaced if it wasn't even a concern to you. That's how getting replaced works. Like, yeah, it's going to impact you. Everything impacts you. The printing press impacted people who were scribes. But then printing press business skyrocketed. Because printing press exists, now there's a whole other market, right? So AI, it's not even just about like prompt engineering. That's too narrow of a thinking. It's beyond that. It's beyond just AI itself. It's more like, because this thing is existing, it's giving us a paradigm shift in how we need to approach our identity and how we approach our work. Hello. Hey, Cal. I'm drawing Thrall from World of Warcraft. Well, the best I can. Drawing is like a loose term here. I'm learning, and so I'm attempting to use a source material. On the full stream, you can see it. I might be able to like kind of stick it into the vertical stream really quick. Let me just bring up the sources. Add an image. Yeah, let me add image. Okay. Wait, what is going on here? Ah! What is going on? Oh, there it is. What is even happening here? Are we looking at the restream vertical, or are we looking? Oh, I know what happened. I put it in the wrong source here. Oh no, didn't I? Didn't I do it for you? It's just kind of yeah, that's the drawing. Maybe I can put it over here. There we go. Yeah, it's basically this is what to the best of our ability. The best of my ability. I mean, I say our. Like, Yeah, so that's that. Yeah, so that's basically what I have to say about AI. A lot of people might disagree, and that's fine. But, you know, whatever. Just scrolling the past 10 minutes is a nice change of pace from all the chaos. What are you talking about? What kind of smut? Now I want to know. Let's refresh the chat. Yeah, Alliance is winning by it's 56% to 44%. We got 39 votes. Keep voting, you guys. We got to figure out who's best. So far, the Alliance is winning. So, you know, smelly horde out there, not doing so well. Yeah, so like, right, there's really, this is like, I kind of drew a little bit too far here. Because a lot of this is kind of more narrow. These little spikes. And then it kind of goes in this way, kind of matching the other one. Yeah, I kind of got the proportions a little bit off here for his face. There's like a partition here. Let's see. Okay, arcs up there. Make sure to drink plenty of water. I'm staying hydrated the best I can. Yeah, Thrall? Is Thrall trans? It's possible. We don't actually know what's under there. We actually don't know what's underneath there, underneath that loincloth, okay? So, it's possible. I mean, it's not a central part of his character, but, it's possible. I'm not gonna rule it out. I don't think they're gonna make the next Midnight expansion is gonna be about Thrall revealing that he's actually trans, that he transitioned from female at a young age. If Blizzard does that, we all know what's gonna happen on YouTube and Reddit. Okay, we don't. Is that gonna be the storyline for Midnight? The answer's coming up at BlizzCon. Did you assume they them pronouns? I mean, I think Thrall uses he him pronouns. I'm pretty sure he does. I use she her pronouns. And I am trans. I have a surgery that I did 2 years ago. Outie to an innie. That hammer is like, I'm trying not to rush. My usual instinct with drawing is that I just kind of rush, but like, And I think because we're live streaming, it gives me a little bit more momentum than I normally would. Okay, I need to like kind of widen the arm here. The armor goes out over the arm. Yes, I'm trans. I went through male to female transgender facial surgery and vaginoplasty. Oh, well, thanks, Wilfoam. Or Wii Foam. Is that like a new Nintendo Wii that's coming out? The Wii Foam? Where's the Wii Phone? Yeah, I'm trying to learn how to draw. So, you know, it's going to be a long... I would like to like do a live stream where I'm drawing at least once a week. Maybe Fridays. I mean, that's what we're doing today. Hate comment? I don't know if that's a hate comment, Molly. I feel like a lot of people, the fact that people are showing, you got to pick your battles, right? There's certain things that are transphobic. There are certain things that are maybe like, you know, entry level. Like somebody who's like, you know, curious. I don't think that's transphobic to be curious. I think it's just like, you know, hey, like maybe a little bit less hyper focused on my genitals, you know? You don't really do that with most people. But I mean, I think the good thing is that people are starting to ask curiosity questions rather than accusatory questions. I think it's actually a good sign that we're moving forward, that people are calming the fuck down and not like making their whole identity hating trans people. And I think instead of like, hey, like, you know, what was the surgery like and that kind of stuff, that's like entry level. That people are, you know, the fact that people are actually asking questions that are less based in hate and more based in curiosity, even though, yeah, it is a little bit blunt, it's a little bit socially awkward, but hey, that's a battle I'm not really wanting to fight against. I'd rather fight against people, well, I'm not even like saying fighting. There's people who are just like, you know, they don't need to be in my life. Or people that get blocked from my stream and stuff like that. There's really, I have a pretty thick skin. You can't go what I went through and not have a thick skin. I think that's where people get the misconception. They think trans people are like, you know, professional victims, or they think trans people are like, you know, weak-minded. It's like, well, in order to go through what we have to go through, you have to... This isn't even about gender. You have to go through the process that everybody is going through in this life, that some people never achieve. When we talk about enlightenment, or like self-fulfillment, or you have to overcome obstacles that most people never will, just to get the bare minimum. So if you see a trans person just existing, even like coming out socially without even the medical part of it, already puts you above and beyond like what most people are willing to admit about themselves. The fact that you can say, I am trans and I'm not going to hide it anymore, that already transforms you. It's not like a crazy transformation where it's like, oh, you're climbing mountains. No, you're climbing mountains, but it's subdued. It's real. It's like you have overcome something that most people will never achieve in their entire life, just by being brave enough to know who you are. And I think that like the more people start to see that, I think the less people are going to be obsessed with trans people. I don't know why people, they make it their whole identity. They're always thinking about trans people. Even I'm not thinking about trans people. I only talk about it when people bring it up in my chat. Jedi. Yeah, definitely Jedi. We're not Sith over here. We're not Jar Jar Binks. Okay, that motherfucker. Okay, Jar Jar Binks is a Sith. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. Yeah, I don't know. I think things will eventually calm down, and I don't want to see myself as like, oh, I'm some kind of visionary. I'm moving the trans movement forward. Like, no, I'm just living my life, and I had to do what I had to do, and I feel like everybody should do that with their own version of what that is. You have a point pen for 25 cents, and get some printer paper, which you can probably even get for free if you go to like a library. get a pen or a pencil, get a piece of paper and like a clipboard or some kind of surface, and just start making marks on the page. It doesn't have to look pretty. I mean, look at my drawing. But at least I'm doing it. Right? You're not going to get better by standing around and not doing it. You're going to get better by actually doing it. And, you know, it's iterative. Like, you get better a little bit at a time. It's not like overnight. Okay, so this is like the metal plate here. There's these little kind of little knobs that stick out here. They kind of go in different 3 dimensions. This is more of a shadow over here that suggests the knob. Yeah, so like, but then we have this kind of oval shape, and then this is where the spikes are. So you have a kind of pyramid shape here, and then it goes more towards the background. And it is like goes over here into the background and back into the foreground. Okay. And the shadow is kind of like it goes across this whole plane here. I've received 100 messages. You draw every time I dream, so I have drawings of my dreams. That's awesome. What's up, M16? Fight for the Alliance. Yeah, we're at 56% for the Alliance. We're still leading. I'm Alliance, so we're winning, you guys. I'm a human warrior. I got a level 60 warrior. Got the full PvP gear set, except for my one-handed shield. I need to get that before February 5th, so that we can start doing dungeons right away. I don't want to be behind with one-handed shield because I'm deep prot, and so I need a good shield. I don't want to buy a world drop shield with thousands of gold. So I'm farming the gold for the mount. I'm like 200 gold in, and then we are going to get very fast mount skill, and then we're gonna go back to Battlegrounds, and I need to get that. It's gonna be this weekend, Alterac Valley. I think it's the Alterac Valley weekend. I just need 16k. I need 16k honor. Actually, I think I only need 12k now. I think I already have 4k right now. Maybe even 6k. So I might even be less than 14k. Or 16. Yeah, like might even be like 12k. I think we need like 12k honor, and I can get my one-hand sword and shield. And then I'll be ready for Hellfire Ramparts and all that kind of stuff. We're gonna spam dungeons all the way to level 70. Get the drops, upgrade as we go. But then what we're gonna do is I'm gonna go through every single quest line to make a bunch of gold, and we're gonna farm up to 6,000 gold, and we're gonna train very fast flying. Are you teaching how to draw? I'm learning. Well, I guess I'm teaching myself. I'm learning how to draw. If you want to join me, yeah, there's a little knob here. Kind of like almost like a police siren kind of appearance. I don't know. I think Twitch is going in and out. I keep seeing stream elements go off and on. I think my Twitch stream is like completely going out. I don't know what's going on with Twitch, but we seem to be good on YouTube. Is the stream pretty solid for you guys, or I don't know if it's me or if it's Twitch, because if it's fine on YouTube, if you guys aren't getting interruptions, maybe are you getting increasing amounts of lag? Let me know. If you guys are getting increasing amounts of lag, like usually I have a 3-second delay plus whatever delay YouTube has. But if it's turning into like 30-second delays and stuff, then maybe it's my internet. There might be outages. Yeah, I think there were like the past couple of days. There's been like some like emergencies. I heard a bunch of sirens and stuff. Yeah, I mean, we're learning by doing. A lot of my perspectives are off. I think I took some liberties with how the armor looks, not on purpose. That's like the key word there. I didn't do that on purpose. I just failed. But it's okay. We're not trying to be perfect. We're trying to learn the sweeping skills, right? So like, there are skills that are going to transfer over. I'm going to learn those skills, and you learn by doing. We're not trying to make a perfect illustration. That's not going to happen. I'm not that skilled. Let's get the second pyramid shape here. This one's a lot more prominent. I guess it's a cone, not a pyramid. It's like a half pyramid, half cone. It's a little bit, not a straight line over here. And then there's like a little one over here that's like way in the background. Yeah, the alignment is like a lot off. I need to make his arm bigger now. That's basically, I mean, we're basically doing the shape, but it's not quite what it needs to be, obviously. You have DL? What's DL? Ballsack feet stink? Valid. Oh my goodness. How you guys doing over there? Let's just get the third. There's like the bare hint of another spike over here. Hey, what's up, Elias? How you doing? We need to like focus. There's a lot of detail going on in his like torso area that I'm not really, don't really have. These are more fine details, so I'm not really super focused on them. He has a really tapered body. He's got designer eyebrows. Give myself a little bit more room here. Yeah, this is we're not trying to get perfect illustration here. We're not trying to get a super polished product here. I'm trying to learn the skills, trying to learn perspective, trying to learn we need to get a second arm going. I just have like the basic gesture of it. I don't really have the actual like the bracer, the brantlet. I don't really have the brantlet more fully developed here, so This is like a fist wedge. There's the bracer part of the gauntlet. And then kind of bulbous right here. There's like a round part right there. It's really block shaped. His thumb is over here. This is his right hand. His thumb's over here. This is his left hand, but it's wrapped around the hammer handle. You give more definition to his different parts of his hand. There's some fine details here. We're just going to kind of scribble for now, just to get the indication that there's finer details. Engraved type of etched armor. Very fine armor, very crafted. It's, this is like designer armor. He is a chief. He has to look like one. A lot of his armor is going to be to denote his position in the orc society. So his armor is specially crafted to show his elevation. A normal warrior would not have this level of armor. He has fine detailed armor that's very decorative to denote his status. Orc. Yeah, he's an orc. If it's an old creature, you need to establish a human form in space. Yeah. I'm working on it. Digital. You're trying to graph forms. You haven't established what looks like to be a 2-point perspective. Yeah, the perspective is the real problem. I did try to get like the general, like we started out with a skeleton, and then like I did the general like shoulders, but this one's more in the background, this one's more in the foreground. You can't really tell in my drawing, in my rendering. These look like they're on the same plane. They look like they're both in the foreground. I had a really hard time getting that in this rendering. It's okay, we can attempt this like once a week. We're gonna get the same image, and we're gonna do this once a week until we get it. I don't know about that. I'm basically doing a lot of different practice during the week. I just started a couple days ago, back up again. Art has been extremely elusive in my life. Basically, I've always started and stopped. I've tried different mediums like pencil. I like the idea of having a sketchbook. I like the idea of just putting my ideas onto paper. I like the idea of just having a different form of expression that goes beyond words. Music is one of my mediums, and I've been kind of absent. Music has been kind of absent in my life for the past 6 years while I was pursuing medical necessities. I'm getting to a point in my life right now where things are starting to work out more. I'm moving into a new living situations, hopefully within the next month or two. They said they can't guarantee anything, but it's actually like they generally have pretty good success with their clients in this agency. I'm with an FHA agency. So things... Mistake to try to go into details. Yeah, I'm very, I have a really scattered attention span. I'm getting screened for ADHD. I do have autism. That's diagnosed and very, very, very documented. It's why I have lifetime services. It's because I have a developmental disorder. It's not just... You've been searching for me, Nick McDougal? Well, I'm here. I've been here. I haven't gone anywhere. But thank you for finding me. Painful? Yeah, I've been going through a lot of stuff. I went through multiple surgeries. I'm just now getting like one problem in my life that has not been fixed is my ability to actually move out of this living situation. I've been living here for 11 years. It's been an absolute nightmare, and it's getting worse. But luckily, now I'm connected to all these agencies, and they're going to do everything in their power. I'm already on wait list for subsidized housing. I get SSI because I'm permanently disabled. But I don't want to be permanently disabled forever. My therapist reminded me just because I have a diagnosis doesn't mean that that's my identity. And it doesn't mean that I'm not going to be able to level up my life. Car's extended warranty? Oh, shit. Click. You're funny, Nick. Now stick it up your ass. Yeah, it's okay. I'm doing my best here. Just trying to you know, your tips are very much appreciated. So keep it up. This is actually kind of why I chose to go live instead of doing this on my own. It gives me a little bit more pressure. It's more formal. Because I have the camera on, because I have people I'm talking to, it keeps me more engaged with the work. Now, obviously, I really like just kind of doing things at my own pace, just having the music blasting, not trying to live stream. But doing this and talking through this stuff is actually also really beneficial because it gives me like something to focus on. The goal isn't perfection. My goal is to develop skills over time to be able to express more freely. And to be able to make images that at least look like the thing I'm trying to draw. Like, you can kind of tell that this is similar, you know, to the picture up there, right? Like, you can see the picture right here. It's up here, actually. Yeah, this picture right here. Oh, it's like right there. Right? There we go. Now I'm pointing to it. I'm trying to learn three-dimensional space. Sick drawing, you are talented as fuck. Well, thank you, Roop. Roop Creations. What's up? How you doing? On talk about art, but go on. Do whatever feels good. It's drawing and talk about art. Yeah, exactly. We're kind of doing stuff. Keyword. Trying to get the form out. We're using green ink on a bit crystal. Basic, super cheap pen. We're not using expensive oils or anything like that. Now, over time, I do want to make periodic attempts, and this is kind of what I'm talking about right now. I need to not just practice, because it's one thing to do a lot of like fundamentals, right? You should always be doing fundamentals, I think, at any level. But if all you do is fundamentals and you don't actually try to render something, then you're not actually going to learn the skills needed to transfer those practiced skills. So basically, eventually I'm going to get to the point where I can sketch something to an even higher level, and then I'm going to be like, well, let's go an extra step. Let's take this sketch and now let's render it with a different medium on a canvas with brushes and oil paint, or brushes and acrylic paint, or with a dip pen and pen nibs, you know? Like, I have multiple colored ink. I'm going to get some more. I have another calligraphy ink set coming in with nibs and a dip pen. They're all super cheap on Amazon. I don't like getting expensive things, but I want to have the tools, even if they're cheap. Obviously, as my skill progresses and as my budget increases, I could get more and more higher quality tools. But since I'm beginning, all I really need is paper and a Bic pen, right? One color. Don't even have to worry about coloring. I have a whole bunch of colors though. I have the primary colors. You know, I have the basic 4-color, you know, like, well, black. I have a white gel pen as well. And I have, you know, the blue, red, green, and black Bic crystals. But I also have additional colors. I have additional colors. These are more like highlight colors. You can kind of see them. Like different highlight colors. These are more like kind of like, this would be like the second, like the primary colors, like red, blue, and green. Those are going to be the foundation. These colors, would be like the second pass, and this would be like the third pass. These ones are kind of finicky. You don't want to use these as a primary. I was using them to learn them. I really like the grips. But the problem is these are 10-in-1 multicolors. It has a total of 60 colors. You get different color hues that you normally would not be able to get with the regular primary colors. But however, you want to use these at the end for very specific colors. And then I can use the white gel pen, not as an eraser, but as like a way to, like, you know, make like light sources pop and stuff like that. Like for Aura Glow. So like, you know, I do have, like, for ballpoint, I have a pretty robust system, and this was all basically, I would say under $20. Or maybe under $25. You know, ballpoint. And then, you know, you can buy like a ream of 500 printer paper. I also got, oops, I opened up the wrong, compartment. Don't want to lose the pen.
Are you ready?
Okay, so, I also got, I gotta take the rubber band off for this. So, you know, I got plenty of printer paper in here. But also, I got black paper. And this is fun. Let's actually take a little bit of a break from Thrall. Maybe I can even try doing a second render in negative space. So let's try to do try to do this again. Yeah, let's do this with the gel pen. Start out with the... Oh, I also do have like some neutral color highlights, and these are gel pens. These gel pens aren't very good. Watercolors are cheap. Oh yeah, I'm not really trying to do watercolors. I got some oils and acrylics and some calligraphy ink, but watercolor, that's kind of a different ball game. Eventually I will work on watercolors. I want to get some very absorbent canvas paper, like some very absorbent paper for that. That requires getting a special type of paper. I mean, it doesn't require it, but that's something I also need to think about in the future. Watercolor is very simple, very I wouldn't know about forgiving, but I would say it's probably more forgiving than oil or acrylic. Yeah, I'm gonna have a lot of fun. I'm really trying to invest in creativity without... I don't need permission. I guess I already have permission. I'm allowed to create without there needing to be some kind of monetary goal. I think we're so built on this grind set in today's world. And I think it causes a lot of problems. Okay, so let's try to get his head there. And then we got to get like kind of like his shoulders here. This one goes like that. Yeah, we have this kind of neutral proportioned, I got neutral plane for his torso, and then just kind of a wedge for his lower body. Then we have the shoulders. It kind of tapers in here. This one goes into the background and then goes over it. Then this here. And then you have the wedge. And probably that's like 2 wedges because you have the wrist and then the fingers. Then it kind of there's the wrapped thumb and then the handle. Ran out of space here, but you just pretend that it's a little smaller. Then we have that. Very short from here, basically like that. Tapers in. And then we have a rectangle, cube, whatever you want to call it. We have three sets of cubes here. So there's the first cube, and then we have second cube up here. And then we have a third cube over here. That goes towards the center there in gravity. So that one's not as good as the other one I drew. We're just trying to understand the perspective, the overall flow and perspective again. Then there's the beginning of his gauntlet, the bracer, and then it goes in there. Then another wedge, and then the second wedge, and the thumb goes inward. Body there. Yeah, that's basically it. Basic shapes. Maybe not with gel pen. I'm having a little bit of issue with the gel pen. But yeah, let's do some shape practice. Yeah, let's switch over to let's do red for this. Gel pen over here. Let's do some shapes. Okay, let's switch over this way. Okay, let's kind of on the edge of the paper there, but it's okay. Yeah, and then let's make a kind of get this. and this is going to be fully shaded. Yeah, I don't know about that. Let's get a sphere. Okay, and I need to shade that to make it a sphere. And then, like, let's see, tone. I'm having a hard time with this angle here. This is gonna be... Art stream, yeah. What's up, Need Dreams? Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the stream. The stream's going in and out. I don't know what's going on here. What were you searching for when you made that headache shape? You really think about your intention, and it can be automatic. Yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to trying to like render this picture of Thrall here the best we can. Yeah, the proportions are a little off. Oh, not with red. I almost went in with red. We're going back to green for orcs. 58% for the Alliance on the YouTube poll. Alliance is winning. How many votes are there? Yeah, out of 66 votes, we got 58% for the Alliance and 42% for the Horde. For the Alliance! Let's go. Snore head down. Christian, Christian is back. Welcome back. He keeps wanting me to snore with my head down. I'm sorry, I'm not going to indulge you. Yeah, I've been learning drawing again. I'm getting really into it. I started that modeling job, and it's kind of given me some momentum to get back into art. So it's like, you know, now in order to be a good model, I have to be able to think like an artist. I need to understand what they're looking for. And I kind of do. I've trained myself in art over the past couple of years, but I never actually like gave myself I am going to draw at least 20 minutes a day, no excuses. We're going to draw for at least 20 minutes, even if I'm just doing some scribbles, like basically I want to make this as easy as writing is for me, which writing is also kind of another habit that started these past couple of months. I've been writing a lot, like this past month or two, like journaling. And the thing I'm learning about writing is that I haven't really stopped writing. Even right now I'm writing, but with my voice. And I think it's hard. It's so easy to say like, oh, I'm not actually writing because I don't have a pen to paper, or because I'm not typing. It's like, well, that's just one form of writing. But I have been writing, and I write by hand. I got fountain pens. It's getting me really excited. One of the things I do is I get excited a little bit. I try not to and buying stuff on Amazon, but buying new tools, even if they're cheap, even if like it's like a 25 cent or like less than $1 ballpoint pen, gets me excited about it, and then I'm more likely to do it. Yeah, don't try to draw, just start drawing. Start making shapes. You know, I was doing some doodling earlier, basically in like sketchbook format. Basically, what I saw a YouTuber do this. He was talking about how to draw in your sketchbook, and basically you just make random scribbles, but then you like go in and like add, you know, like form to, like that's your basic gesture, and then you go in and you're like, okay, I'm gonna add more, like which ones are prominent. You know, there's like a circle here, maybe there's like kind of a wedge shape here, then like, you know, some kind of collection of wedges and ovals, and then, you know, like there's a cube over here. Let's go like find all the shapes. What it's like looking at clouds, right? Like you're gonna find patterns, even in randomness. You're gonna make it happen, which I think that's really what art is. It's not that it like you look for something that's there, but you're the one looking, and it wouldn't exist if you weren't looking. But because you're looking, it's like the double slit, you know, experiment, right? Like because you're looking, it changes. It wouldn't be there, like these would just be scribbles, but now suddenly it's starting to look like something. I don't know what it's looking like, but oh, that's like a cylinder here. Oh yeah, I forgot I didn't draw a cylinder. I drew a cone in the previous example, but I didn't draw a cylinder. Let's just draw a cylinder really quick. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, you know, I like, you know, just getting random, like, you know, method to the madness, you know, like get some scribbles, but then you kind of make shapes, and then now suddenly it looks a little bit less like scribbles, and then maybe it looks a little bit less like scribbles, and then before you know it, you're adding fine details, and now you have something to work with, and then you get a new sheet of paper out, and you like start from there, and then you do the same exact refinement. Now it's less scribbles, now it's whatever this doodle is. And then you do that, you take that, you make that your new source material, and then you do it another time, try to like do it from that current state so it has less noise. And then you just, you know, refine that one, and then maybe you refine that one, you know, and it's a cycle that you go until you say, you know what, I don't think there's anything I can do to make this more refined. I think we can call it finished. And then, you know, I haven't gotten to that point yet. I'm pretty much, everything I do is unfinished right now. So I'm just like spending a lot of time on the page, getting the pen, making the pen do the talking. Cause, oh, like, let's like, you know, we got some, kind of like almost looks like an entrance right here, right? Like we got stuff going on in that little group of scribbles. Now it's taking a little bit more form. Like maybe it's even like a ship, like a little like space pod or something, you know? Like now we got something that like looks like something a little bit. Maybe this is a ship. Maybe it's a little like shelter. You know, that looks like a window, right? And you know, this might be like the thrusters or something, right? So like maybe it's a spaceship now. We don't know. I just know that it's taking shape, and I'm putting some kind of method to the madness here. Maybe add a little bit extra gesture here. And now, like, we got the beginnings of like what looks like it could be something. Maybe it's not fully formed yet, but we got something here. It could potentially become something. This could become a full illustration someday. But I'm not trying to make really good, I'm trying to learn drawing techniques and mechanical skill and understanding of shape and form and perspective, and you can't learn those things if you don't practice them. And you gotta learn by doing. Make sure to drink plenty of water. Yeah, so thanks for joining me. I think I'm gonna take a break and the stream. I think we made some good progress today. I think we did. Can I draw a shoe holding an arm? Maybe next time. You'll have to give me a make sure to on YouTube, make sure to give me a subscribe to the channel and give me a thumbs up. And you'll see when I go live next. Maybe we'll draw a shoe holding an arm next time, because that's what Matt Trax want us to do. So Matt Trax, you're the winner. You just decided what we're gonna draw next stream, next drawing stream. So I'm gonna end the poll. It was an hour ago. Alliance is 55% and Horde is 45%. Sorry, Alliance. Not sorry. Later, chump. Yeah, thanks everybody for joining. I'm rebeccaloran, and we're on this journey together. We're probably going to end up playing some more World of Warcraft this weekend. I gotta finish up farming for my mount speed, and then we're going to get back into the battlegrounds, and we're going to just grind until I get that last 16k for my one-hand sword and shield, and then we're going to be completely ready when Outlands launches. I'm not going to be able to play the day of the launch, unfortunately. I have another commitment, but we will be playing as soon as possible in Outlands once everything's settled. Hopefully I can probably do a stream like at the very beginning of the launch. I don't want to miss that day for streaming. I'm not going to be there at the moment of launch, most likely. It depends when they actually launch it. Is it going to be a repeat of the pre-patch where they said they were going to like launch it at 3 p.m. and then it ended up being 9 p.m. and then it ended up being 10 p.m. and then 11 p.m. and I didn't actually get to play until 11:30 p.m. That's how the pre-patch went. Are we going to get another copy of that, Blizzard? Let me know in the comments what you think about that. But bye for now, and I'm signing off. Thank you.